When you first log into Stripe, you'll be taken to your dashboard. Now, if you haven't set up your banking information, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to the Settings function here. Here you'll see all of your business settings. You're going to start out with your account information just to make sure that everything in there is correct. Here you're going to enter your account name, which is generally your business name, the business address, and then your time zone. Now, below here is your public information, and that's going to have a little more information. It's going to have your business name that's legally there, your support email. You have to have an email dedicated to support. It can be just your regular name at yourbusinessname.com type of email, but there does have to be a support email there. There needs to be a support phone number, and then your support address is optional. Typically, you can just use your business address here in this slot. And then you want a statement descriptor. So you might want to use your business name here, or if there's a common product and that's what you use, let's say, coaching and consulting, but typically your business name is going to be there. The shortened descriptor is, if you choose to add that, you can do that, but it is optional. And then your business website is required, and then you can put your support website here. Oftentimes these are the same with maybe just the end tag of /support. So make sure anytime you make changes that you click the Save button, and that'll save your updates. Notice there's a Save button here in the upper section and in the lower section. So that is everything that is available in the just general business information. So you're going to want to go back to the settings screen, and here you're going to enter your tax details. Now, if you're going to put in your type of business and your legal business name, and then you're going to enter in your employer identification number. Okay, now before they can submit you tax reports, you have to have this verified. So you can put in here, just select your type of company. If you're an individual or a single member LLC, instead of an EIN, it's going to be a social security number. So just put whatever is appropriate for your company. Here's the branding. Now this is where you can change how your invoices look and make sure that everything looks according to your brand. So you can put an icon in here, which you just click the button, and then you're going to upload something from your computer. So you can choose a photo there if you want an icon. So it might be, a money symbol or a question mark, any of those things. Then you can include your logo. The same thing, just click the plus button, and you're going to find the photo there for whichever your logo file is. And so we're just going to go in here and look in pictures. And we will select a logo from the photos that we have here in the computer. Okay, so here we have the logo. We're just going to double click and we're going to add that. And then you can change the accent color. So it has a default kind of blue-gray tint. If you know the hex code, then you can just go ahead and put it in there. Or you can click there and you'll see it comes up with a color window. And you can just choose, and you see here the color will update as you drag this over with your mouse. So you can come up with a color. Now there are some basic colors already preloaded in here. You can add a custom color, and then you can select that and then click OK. And then you see here it is, the accent color is updated, and that's what your email receipts will look like, your hosted invoices, and your checkout. You see the logo is in there. So here, if you want to use the logo instead of icon, which is going to be the most standard option, you want to make sure that that box is checked. And then when all your changes are made, you're just going to click Save. Now we're going to go back to Settings, and you're going to want to make sure that you go into this Bank Accounts and Scheduling. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to add your bank account. Okay, so if you're going to add a bank account, you're going to click this plus add bank account here, and you're going to choose your currency. For those in the US, it's going to be US dollars. You can only choose one bank account. So we're going to just pretend. You're going to go through all of these options, the country, and then with your bank, it's going to give you a routing. And some banks will allow you to connect automatically. If they're, a larger bank like Citibank or Chase, then they'll allow you to connect automatically. Otherwise, you'll enter in your routing number and your account number, and you'll get a couple of deposits in a few days just to verify if it's not in their list. If it's in their list, you'll be able to enter your online banking information right away, and it will connect it immediately. So it just kind of depends on if your bank is in the list, and it'll walk you through those steps very easily. Then you choose your payout schedule. Do you want automatic every day? Do you want it automatic every week? Or do you want manual so that you can just put the payout when you want it? And this kind of really depends on what your accounting schedule is. If you rather just get a lump payment once a week just to manage it that way, then you can set it to that. Otherwise, you can get it every day as the payments come in. And then any changes you make, you want to make sure that you click save. So once your bank accounts are in, really that's the important thing, to be able to start getting paid. And so then you want to go here to payment methods. So this allows you to choose how you want to be paid by your customers. So if you have up here cards, you want to accept Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, and Diners Club payments. So that's going to be the standard. Now you can choose to activate ACH credit transfer. Okay, and so that's where customers can pay by sending from a U.S. bank account. There are also some other things. You can do Alipay, American Express checkout, bank contact checks. So if you have checks, then Stripe does have the ability for customers to send a paper check to a lockbox, and you do have to request an invite to that, but it is available. And you've got MasterPass, Visa checkout, WeChat Pay. So there's, several different ways, but you have to activate and go through the process for which ones that you want. But the most common, of course, is going to be to accept the cards. So you just want to go through there and make sure that everything is the way you want it set up. Now, Apple Pay has its own different thing, and so you need to be able to add your domains for Apple Pay. So if you're adding a new domain, then you're going to go here and you're just going to type in the domain where the Apple Pay Stripe link is going to be hosted. So we're going to put in htokglobal.biz in here, and you're going to download a verification file. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to click that, and it's going to give you a verification file, and you need to put it in this location. So this is a little technical. You're going to want to have your web company or your IT department take care of that for you. All right, email receipts. When you click in here, you're going to be able to decide when a customer gets an email from you. Do they get one for successful payments? Do they get one for refunds? And you just click the button when it's highlighted blue. That means that setting is on. All right, so if you want more settings, there are more. You click on billing settings. All right, and here you've got all kinds of things. So prevent failed payments. So you can look customer emails. You send a customer an automatic email about expiring cards. So you don't even have to track that. Stripe will do that for you if you set that up. All right, if you want the customer to get a notice about an upcoming renewal, then you can look there as well. Then you've got the retry schedule. There's smart retries, which it will retry at optimal times, okay, which Stripe has a machine that learns that. So you can do that, or you could do a custom retry schedule. And that's where you can retry 3 days after the previous attempt, 5 and 7. And then you just toggle here, and you can choose 1, 3, 5, or 7. Okay. You want to send an email when customer card payments fail, then you can just turn that on. And if all retries for a payment fail, then you have the option to cancel the subscription, mark it as unpaid, or leave it as is. Okay. And then when you have your updates done, then you want to just click save. Now, if you're using 3D Secure, then you want to update here. This is not going to apply to a lot of people. So if this does, then it's going to be your European card holders. And so you're going to want to do this. But if you don't have European card holders, this section does not apply to you. And then here again is managing the invoices that are sent to customers. So if finalized invoices, reminders if they haven't been paid, automatically reconcile partial payments that meet a minimum. So you can do all kinds of things there. If the invoice is past due by a certain number of days, then you can cancel it, mark it as unpaid, or leave it as is. So lots of different options for communicating with your customers. Orders. Now here's the settings for orders, including shipping, taxes, and order captures. Okay. So in here, if you're a service provider, you're not going to have shipping. This is going to apply to a product that a physical product that you're selling. Taxes included. Here's where you're going to change the tax. If you have taxes, then, it's included in your price, or it's a percentage, or it's callback or provider. So if it's a percentage, if you need to charge based on the percentage in your state, then you type that in, and then a description. So it could be Kentucky state tax, or something city tax. So you can put that in there and then just update it when you have that. And then you're going to capture the charge in, on order payment. And so, or capture the tax when the order is paid. And you can change that, on order fulfillment. So you can capture the payment when you actually fulfill the order, or manually when you'll push that through. And you really typically are going to do upon order payment. Okay, so we're going to go back to settings, and last but not least over here is team and security. If you have other people who are working for you and you want to allow them access to your Stripe account, then you can assign team members. Okay, and so here you have you're going to be listed as the administrator and the owner, and then you can add a new user, and you can choose the role that they have. Maybe you want somebody who is view only. Maybe you want somebody who can do refund payments and respond to disputes. Just read these descriptions and choose what's best. And then all you do is you enter in the email address and then invite, and they'll get an email in their email box to set up their own Stripe access. Okay, so you can manage that. So you don't have to give somebody else your Stripe login. Security history. This is going to really give you access to know when people are logging into this account so that you can keep track of what's happening there. So it's just a nice log. You can export that if you need to. And then authorize applications. So these are applications which allow Stripe to be used. So anytime you're going to connect your website or a form, or a lead page or anything like that, then you can authorize Stripe to use that, and this will be the list of those. And if you decide you no longer want it, so in here I don't want Squarespace to have access anymore, so we're just going to click revoke access, and it'll make sure that you want to do that, and you just click revoke. And so then access has been revoked. So those are the main business settings that you're going to want to pay attention to in your setup first.